Veterans Day is coming up next week, and that also means the annual Veterans Appreciation Breakfast and Resource Fair, special time where local veterans can all come together. Chris Zubek and Steve Kaczynski are here to talk about the amazing event. This is the 21st year for this. It's amazing. First of all, Steve, you've been doing all of these as part of the Marine Corps, retired Marine Corps. And then you're with Chris, Lucas County Veterans Services Commission, involved with that. So we've all been working the last several weeks as I MC the thing. I've been MCing since 2018?
2018.
18?
Yes.
Yeah. So Jerry Anderson did it many years, and he couldn't do it and said, would you mind doing that? I filled in, and I'm very honored to be a part of this.
Well, we're glad you're there. You do a great job.
Talk about the event. We're going to have about 350, 400 veterans all gather at Savage Arena in the main floor there and have a breakfast. We have some speakers lined up. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, well, go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry.
So the first thing to know is it's a team effort. We've got the American Red Cross. We've got the University of Toledo Military Service Center. We've got a bunch of volunteers from the community like Steve, and then my office, the Lucas County Veterans Service Commission, work together to pull this off.
Well, it's a great event because it gets all veterans from all walks of life from Lucas County together, and you might see someone you haven't seen in a lot of years. And with veterans, the community is just so tight with people that just touching base. And also the resource fair coming up. There's like some 35, 40 vendors, I believe.
That's right. Yeah,
we're excited. What kind of vendors do they have?
So we're excited about that. They're all either for-profit or non-profit organizations that market their services to veterans. Highly useful for veterans to just come down for that alone. Free breakfast on top of it all.
So Steve, what's the timing of it all on Tuesday?
Doors open up at 8 o'clock. Breakfast is served a little after 9 till 10. And then our program and our ceremony begins at 10:00.
That's 10 o'clock. Yeah, it's a great program. I always enjoy doing it. Who's the speaker? Tell us about the speaker this year.
Our speaker is Captain Joshua Gilliam. He is the recruiting commander for the regional area here in Toledo for Army. This is our year when we do have Army as our honored guests and recognition. They also just went through their 250th birthday, just like the Navy and the Marines will on next Monday. So he's going to be our guest of honor. He's going to bring a couple soldiers with him. We're going to have a great part and integrate them into our program.
As veterans, how important is it to get these guys together, and guys and gals, and get to see each other, the bond that you all have, that common service? Maybe you didn't know each other, maybe you didn't even serve in the same branch, but the fact that you're all having breakfast there and you may meet some wonderful people, all who serve their country.
So it's an expression of thanks from the community to the veterans. First and foremost, feeling appreciated by your community, I think, is the key magic ingredient to this breakfast. And then number two, you get to see folks that you have something in common with.
Yes.
Many of them see each other more frequently in veterans organizations like the American Legion or the VFW, but some of them only see each other once a year. And so there's that camaraderie element that's useful as well.
Something I've taken away from a speaker we had maybe 5 or 6 years ago was someone that just said his message to the veterans: tell your story. Tell your experiences. Tell other people about what you experienced. If anything else, maybe to encourage them to join the military and serve their country honorably. But just let the family know what you've done. Because a lot of times, the guys are mom and people pass away and you never really know what grandpa did or dad did.
Oh, that was a memorable morning. That was Major Hubert from the Marine Corps. And his message was so powerful.
Yes.
And especially now with a lot of these veterans aging out, a lot of the posts are closing, and these posts opened up so that these veterans that came home from war could go somewhere and release the tension, have a beer with their buddy, talk war stories, and that type of thing the older generation just doesn't do with their family too often.
Dan, it's great that you pointed that out. We have in excess of 30% of veterans nationwide are from the Vietnam era, and those stories didn't get told. And so that emphasis on tell your story, I think, is spot on.
Yeah, well, I've done 22 honor flights now, and it has not gotten old because every time I go, there's another 85 stories these veterans have stories, and I try to find interesting stories to have them tell. And one was, for example, Bob Helly, a Marine veteran. He was a 68 graduate of Rogers High School. He finds himself in Vietnam and winds up getting overrun by the North Vietnamese and winds up sitting 5 years in a POW camp. 5 years. And to this day, he's not bitter at all. He just was very proud to be a Marine, loved to serve his country, and just he loved coming home when the war was over. But these great stories.
You know, and being a veteran is so much a part of their life that any time that I get together with somebody, they're telling me stories. And that 100-year-old sailor that you featured,
Yeah.
you know, he was over at Fort Meigs Elementary. I had a chance to meet him. And he told me of how he bumped into this person, and he looked, and it was Admiral Nimitz. And he said, you know, Admiral Nimitz wanted to make sure I was okay. And so it's just amazing on what kind you can figure out of all the things that these folks have gone through.
There's the breakfast, 8 to 11 a.m. at Savage Arena right there. I'm emceeing, and these folks will be there too. And love to have you come down. And since it's a holiday, there is free parking. It's going to be a great event. Chris, Steve, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Dan.
Thanks, Dan.